Isolation and repetition. Someone hears the same idea every day, but only from one voice. Over time, that idea starts to feel like the truth. That's the effect of isolation and repetition. These two techniques work hand in hand to reshape how someone thinks and sees the world. Isolation cuts off alternative viewpoints. Repetition reinforces a single message until it feels familiar, safe, and convincing. Used together, these tools are common in propaganda, cult dynamics, and abusive relationships. But they don't always involve shouting or overt control. Most of the time, they operate quietly through structure, routine, and emotional pressure. Isolation begins by reducing exposure to outside influence. This doesn't have to be physical. It can mean discouraging conversations with certain people, discrediting outsiders, or creating an us versus them mentality. The goal is to limit access to different opinions or new information. When someone's environment becomes socially or emotionally closed off, they start relying on whatever voice remains the most constant. This happens in controlling relationships, where one partner slowly distances the other from friends and family. It happens in groups where outside media is discouraged and internal language becomes more dominant. In both cases, the target doesn't just lose contact with people, they lose context. Their sense of what's normal, safe, or true begins to shift. Once isolation is in place, repetition takes over. The same ideas, phrases, or values are repeated until they no longer feel like beliefs. They feel like facts. Repetition lowers resistance. The more often a message is heard, the more familiar it becomes, and the more likely it is to be accepted without question. This is especially effective when the message is delivered through trusted sources. In a group setting, it might be a leader. In a relationship, it might be a partner. The source doesn't change, but the message is reinforced through tone, timing, and consistency. You're lucky to be here. Nobody else understands you like we do. These aren't just words. They're part of a larger system of mental conditioning. Repetition also works by wearing down critical thinking. A person might question something the first time they hear it, but the 5th or 10th time, they stop challenging it. Not because it's more convincing, but because it's familiar. The brain conserves energy by accepting what's repeated often.